I might be the last Kanye West hater on earth.
Now, today's video feels like a bit of a celebration because I can finally say Bully has officially been released, and it's here to stay. So with that said, the first news I wanted to share with all of my chefs is that Ye would not only drop 4 new colored versions of his Bully vinyls at $30 a piece, but he'd also do something pretty historic in his own merch history, as he dropped some very limited signed versions of the Bully vinyls and CDs for $50 a piece, which, as far as I can remember, he's never done anything like this before. And I honestly have to respect it, as the chances of ever running into him, let alone getting something signed, is astronomically low, and this is a cool way to connect with fans.
This is not a joke. Ye just had over 1 million people waiting to buy tickets for Ye's brand new show happening next month in Tampa, Florida. For those of you guys that don't know, Ye will be having a massive USA show next month in Tampa, Florida, which is going to be his 3rd time performing in the USA since his cancellation. And from the way things are looking, this show is going to be absolutely massive, with at one point in time the queue having over 1 million people waiting in line to buy tickets. Now, the coolest part about this show is that it is definitely something that is going to be affordable for everybody that wants to attend, because the highest tickets are going at around $385, and this is for floor seats, while the most cheapest tickets are about $91. So this is definitely a show that is going to be a lot cheaper compared to the SoFi Stadium shows that Ye did a few months ago. Nonetheless, though, what is my entire situation? It has just been confirmed that over 1 million people are waiting in line to buy tickets for Ye's brand new USA show happening next month in Tampa, Florida. Are you guys pulling up to this? Are you guys not? And what songs do you guys want to see him perform? Let me know. It's not a joke. Ye has just announced a 2nd show for Tampa, Florida happening next month.
I quit. I actually quit. I don't know what else to say, gang. Right here in America, Kanye West has a show that has so many people in the queue, over 1 million people in the queue to see it. They had to add a 2nd show, gang. I don't know what happened to the cancellation or the standing on business that we were supposed to be doing here in America. All these other countries are canceling shows, but right here in the U.S., we just let him do L.A., did 2 nights in LA, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 3. He got 2 nights in Tampa. Now, gang, they had 1 million people in the queue. Like, this dude was Hove. Gang, I can't make this stuff up. I think I might have did my last ditch effort, gang. I think the whole culture, we got to throw this out the window, gang, because the culture right now might be in trouble, because I don't even think he needs the culture to fill these things up, which it clearly don't. End of the day, a lot of you guys in the culture are celebrating. I saw a bunch of you with your tickets online. You're talking about, I'm going to see Ye. So let's have this conversation, because it's not about me hating. I'm just throwing that out there as a way to make you understand how I feel about this situation. I think my least favorite rapper on earth is possibly Kanye West. I can't think of one that I'm not going to say dislike, but one that I am more disappointed in than Kanye West, okay? End of the day, I've seen a man that has so much potential, gang. Kanye was on his way to being somewhat of a revolutionary. He was on his way to being somewhat of a Tupac type rapper. If you don't understand, when he was rapping about the things that he was rapping about on late registration and college dropout, Kanye West was on his way. But what he told us in them songs, as he got a little more successful, he said, la, 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 wait till I get my money right. And he was not playing, because when he got his money right, gang, we saw a whole different guy chasing different kind of women, running with different kind of people, getting different kind of love, gang. And we saw it, and for a time it was good. We applauded him for those outbursts and those disrespectful moments he did. But after a while, it became a little too unbearable. I'm going to say a good decade and a half in the game, Kanye started to really get a lot of momentum as a rambunctious person that was kind of obnoxious, and he didn't really care about other people. And after a while, we started to see through that Kanye wasn't really for us, the culture, no more, because in the beginning he was. We thought he was one of us, and after a while he came to really show us that he wasn't with us, and he trampled on a lot of things that we held dear. And even some of the people, I might say mostly all of the people that we held dear that co-signed him, Talib Kweli, Jay-Z, and others, just a whole list, a whole line of people that Kanye has disappointed, okay? And we watched this happen, and we kind of started to fall out of love with Kanye. But what really did it was those outbursts up at TMZ, where he started to disrespect our historical legends, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and people of that nature. And he started to just have zero respect for our ancestors. And that's where we had a problem. This was before all the, or during all the Jewish rhetoric that got him in so much trouble on that side. But with us, with the black people who supported him at his worst, right? Remember when he said George Bush does not care about black people, and we jumped up off our couches and we was crying and screaming and talking about Kanye is that dude. He let us down more than anybody. But then when he did his advertisement in the, I believe it was the Wall Street Journal, didn't apologize to us, gang. He really made sure that the people that he really wanted to get to understand that he was sorry and remorseful was the Jewish people. He made sure that he stroked their ego really well in that apology, but he didn't really have much to say about us. Said something about, I love you guys, or I got your back, or some nonsense, some cliche bullshit that was definitely not an apology, being as though he's one of us and he hurt us the most, gang. So I have still not forgiven him before, during, or after the apology, and during this so-called comeback and this rise of Kanye consciousness all over the place. And what I'm seeing is, gang, I am one of the last holdouts, gang. Some really, I'm going to be honest, this is about a dozen or so people that I really respect, that I see have already went back to Ye, and ain't nothing I can do, gang. I'm just going to be honest. All I can do is let them do what they do. All I can do is do me, and I can just stand on business over here because, for one, I do not feel that Kanye has passed the smell test. He took a very long time to get on the other side of everybody's anger and distrust and frustration, but he can't come back in a week all of a sudden that we got this so-called apology, and now we're all back in line, back in tune. But it appears, gang, I might be I might be beating a dead horse, gang. You guys are running out in droves. I don't hear very much, if at all, or any anti-Kanye rhetoric, let alone Kanye, anti-Kanye videos. The YouTubers have all but forgot about him, gang. I'm just going to be honest. I guess it don't pay to talk about Kanye. I've been talking about Kanye for 2 years straight, and some of the videos go, some of them don't, but I'm going to keep on it because this is what I do. I talk about hip-hop. I don't just talk about Drake and Kendrick all day. I talk about a lot of things that were contrary to popular belief. Just scroll my channel. You'll see I talk about a lot of hip-hop, gang. But end of the day, Kanye was one of us. He's one of the biggest figures, and he's one of the people that we got to where we are in this culture because of Kanye. And I see that a lot of people have either decided it's not profitable to discuss him one way or the other, so the attention is gone, or they really still like this guy and they want to go to the shows. They want to see him on that big ass globe. They want to see him with that mosh pit in front of him of these alt-white kids in there beating each other. They'll pop doing all kind of this, that, and the third in the front because they're angry, damn near right-wing neo-Nazis in front of their moshing in front of a Kanye show. Like I told you, Kanye was about to be one of the most conscious people we've ever seen, one of the most conscious rappers we've ever seen, but he replaced a lot of people that was in his circle, like Rhyme Fest, this, that, and the third, people who were writing that conscious Chicago shit. And after a while, it became all about the Kardashians and this, that, and the third, and we lost him, gang. He's over there fighting. He's trying to beat up Pete Rosen. What's this guy name? I forgot. Peter whatever from Saturday Night Live. He's mad at him and this, that, and the third. It's all kind of nonsense. He surrounded himself with a bunch of yes men, and here we are. We got Bully came out, and I had to look it up because I couldn't believe it that you could have asked me what Bully was going to be after all the turmoil. I could have said nobody's going to buy that shit. It might do 50K. Well, gang, it did more than that. He released it through an independent music company called Gamma. He inked a deal with that label for distribution and release under his own imprint, which is Yeezy, YZY. And it earned 152,000, between 152,000 and 200K. So the 200K is coming from his label, but end of the day, they can guarantee that it's 152, right? And the 200K is questionable. At the end of the day, he could have did that. The people, they're buying this shit for $50 a pop and vinyl, this, that, and the third, right? It's a mix of, they said the tally that we're talking about, the 200K, I looked it up. They said it includes a mix of streaming equivalents and roughly 56,000 pure physical digital sales. That means 56,000 people went to his website and bought this shit and had him sign it, this, that, and the third. $50, gang. So this guy still making a killing. You guys still love this guy. And you're looking at me like, Challz, what's wrong with you? Why are you such a hater? Why are you still mad at him? He already apologized. I just don't get down like that where all of a sudden I can just forgive you in 24 hours for some shit you've been doing for damn near 15 years. Okay, I can't forgive you putting on a KKK uniform, a white one and a black one. I can't forgive that. I don't plan on forgiving that. My ancestors would never forgive me if I forgave that. But I see a lot of people that have no qualms about it, and I do understand. I'm just going to be honest. I do understand that many of them fans, even the guy in the beginning of this video, a young Caucasian kid, probably in his 20s, most of them are that. Those are who the fans are right now. They can't believe that I even have an issue with him because all they known for is the music. A lot of these kids were in grade school when he came out with like 808s and Heartbreaks and things of that nature. They were like little teeny kids. So they only remember that Kanye. And as they grew up with him, he was amazing. He was a genius, this, that, and the third. And they really don't have no grasp on the historical detriment he does when he spews this rhetoric about Jewish people, about black people. He historically was dragging up a bunch of old demons that got a lot of people killed. He was very dismissive of a lot of things that were very, very detrimental in a lot of the destruction of both of those races, for lack of a better word. At the end of the day, Kanye has brought up a lot of dangerous rhetoric that people are very happy that he spewed, and he had no qualms about standing with a lot of these figures, Nick Fuentes and others, who have no love for people of my skin tone. But he was rich and he was able to get over there because they were able to use him, and they got more people to sign up. They were radicalized by Kanye bringing these people to the psyche of people that never heard of him or didn't know nothing about him and didn't think they were cool till they were standing with Kanye. So Kanye did a big disservice to this country and to people such as myself. I can't forgive that, and I can't overlook it with one apology in the Wall Street Journal, if I'm not mistaken. So no, I don't forgive him, and I don't look the other way. But a lot of these kids are young. A lot of these kids don't have the historical data or wherewithal to care. All they want is the music. They just want Ye's next release. So Bully came out. He did 96,000 streaming equivalents to make 56,000 pure album sales. It looks like you guys wanted this. You wanted him back, and he's back. He did let me read this article so you can understand that I might be one of the last people out here that really cares, because you guys, you're packing out these shows when he comes. I thought America was the last stop. I literally was saying last year he can't perform here. Well, as soon as he dropped that apology, he's a Visa card. He's everywhere you want to be. MasterCard, Visa, whatever. He's everywhere. Anywhere he want to book a show in this country. Now, the other countries, they still got some common sense, okay? End of the day, a lot of these foreign countries that you can't even say the word Hitler in these countries, that's the people that's, even though they're booking them, which is really crazy to even booking them, but they're banning him. They're canceling his shows left and right. Some of them will happen, like the South Africa one will most likely happen because they have no ties to it. They don't care. But it's other countries, especially in the European regions, they're canceling the shows. But over here, apparently, it's anything goes. Let me read this article, right? Kanye West had 1 million people attempting to cop tickets for his show by Alexander Cole for HotNewHipHop.com. Kanye West is going to be performing in Tampa, Florida next month, and he is already getting his fans riled up for the show. Kanye is currently in the midst of his comeback. This is a comeback, gang. This is the most insane thing. You could have never told me that it would be this quick where he will reverse the tide, and now all he got to do is just stay off Twitter and just stay quiet, and the shows keep coming and the money keeps coming in. Gang, it didn't take much. I'm just gonna be honest, it didn't really take much. He's back out here, he's back outside, and you guys are buying tickets. Let me continue. After dropping off his album Bully, there has been some discourse about Ye's place in music, whether or not he deserves his comeback. Ultimately, it is a nuanced discussion, and one that continues to keep listeners occupied. I don't know if it's a nuanced discussion. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I'm just going to be honest. Most people is defending him. They calling me crazy, calling me a hater, this, that, and the third. Every time I post something bad about the guy, they come out of the woodwork. And at this point, his fans don't even care because they worried about getting tickets. They don't need to defend him online. They worried about where he's going to perform. They hoping he comes somewhere. I see him in the comments. Oh, go, yay, when you coming to Johannesburg or wherever it is. They asking him, can he come there? Wherever it is. Can you come to North Carolina? They want him there. So it ain't even about me and people that don't want him there. They want him there. He got more fans than he has people that don't like him. It's insane. It's insane. And almost everybody that's going there, he has offended them or their ancestors or their parents some kind of way. He's offended a lot of different people, gang. But they still buying these tickets. Let me continue. However, in the midst of all this, Ye is looking to keep things moving with some shows around the world. He is going to places in Europe and Asia where he is still welcome. Furthermore, he has chosen some select cities around the United States, such as Tampa, Florida. And let's not forget, you guys love Northwest, and she is his shining light, his saving grace, because even when he does a show and it don't pop, if she comes out, all over is worldwide news, is viral. So even if he don't get the desired effect, you guys still move forward and give it to him anyway in a roundabout way. So it's like he got a backup plan, right? He got a backup plan for any type of hiccup that comes his way. So end of the day, it's really nothing that we can keep saying, okay? We could talk to it with blue in the face, but these people are not listening. They don't care anymore about historical shit. They don't care that this guy is basically saying slavery is a choice, this, that, and the third. He said a whole lot of shit that he did not apologize for, okay? So what I'm saying is, I need more. I need as much energy. You could give a song. So you could do a whole album. It's a whole lot of stuff you could be doing to reverse this damage. You're not doing anything but just booking more shows and staying quiet. That's how I see it. So let me continue. As we reported earlier today, Ye has been offering up some free tickets to the fans in Tampa. That said, the tickets went on sale today, and as you can imagine, there was a mad dash for a spot in the queue. He got some free tickets, but they all ain't free, gang. This show is popping, gang, and they're going to pay whatever it takes. You see the video at the beginning of this? Yeah, they're going to pay. They really, really want this, okay? Let me continue. So much so that according to Kirko, Ye had 1 million people in the queue to cop tickets for a show, which would take place at Raymond James Stadium. Given the number of people in the queue, it is safe to say that the show has been completely sold out. It just goes to show that despite all the controversy surrounding Ye and his name, he is still someone that fans want to go out and watch. And what's crazy is when Hove did that thing, when he did the Yankee Stadium, when he was supposed to be doing the two shows, the Reasonable Doubt and the Blueprint shows, he had 1 million in the queue. So basically, at this point, Ye is still just as viable as Jay-Z. They're still neck and neck. They literally can go compete stadium to stadium right now because you people don't care what Kanye has said and done. You could care less. You don't care. You just want these shows. I guess all the music that he make, even if it's absolute garbage, you don't care. You just love this. You want him there. End of the day, a lot of these people that's going to these shows wasn't even around, wasn't even born yet when I was first listening to Kanye. That's how much he is able to keep reinventing himself, right? No, he's not getting 450,000 like Drake, but he didn't put that kind of effort into it either. He's still very viable. He still can sell out a stadium apparently and make another night in there, gang. So this guy is still where he was. He took a dip, went crazy allegedly, came back to his senses, started taking his meds, and voila, he's right back here on the world stage, just slowly but surely, still dominating things. Let me continue. Overall, it would be interesting to see going forward if Ye is able to keep this momentum going and stay out of trouble. That's the key. We got to think money motivates this guy. He has absolutely no reason to go online and mess up his money, because I told you that something was going on with Ye. His money was acting funny. I told you he did a $3 billion crypto scam, but nobody cares, gang. He did the show in South Africa that I covered that, where the show didn't happen because it was a scam, another scam. Kanye something's going on with his money. So that's why he went and apologized and clammed up, and you can't hear a peep from him. And now he's doing all these shows, this, that, and the third. He want to sit down with the Jewish committee, the Jewish League, and talk to them about having more shows wherever they are, this, that, and the third. He's cleaning up his act, right? And polished up our act, right? He polished up his act. End of the day, I honestly think, I really, really, truly believe that Kanye has somebody else working them accounts. He don't have access to them. I think someone else has the phone, and if he want to say something, he got to say it through them. He's made some kind of agreement with that label that he doesn't tweet, he doesn't post. Someone else handles the account. I think he doesn't even have access to it. That's why you haven't heard nothing. I'm just going to be honest. I think that he's being controlled where he can't mess the bag up. I think he has something in writing somewhere where he can't touch no phones, nothing, to write nothing on nothing, because he would have already screwed it up. I'm just going to be honest. So Kanye has had a lot of help to stay quiet, and it's working. You guys are going in the queue, million in the queue, which is insane to me. But here we are. Let me wrap this up, right? While his apology tour has gone off without a hitch, there is always a chance things can go off the rails at any time. If you are in any way invested in Ye as an artist, you can't help but wonder how long this will last. Gang, I'm going to put it like this. I give up trying to figure out what this world is willing to put up with, because apparently if you make enough music and you make enough people feel good when they were kids, and when they grow up, they're going to ride with you till the wheels fall off. All these people riding with Ye, some of them have no, some of the people he never offended. It's let's be honest, the white kids that's not Jewish, not black, a lot of them, he didn't offend them, okay? He kind of ran into their arms, that angry mob of people that voted for this administration. Oh yeah, he ran into their open arms. So he didn't offend them, and that's a lot of people in that queue. But it's still some people that he did offend that shouldn't be in that queue, but they are. Gang, listen, I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm not hating the dude, but I'm very disappointed, and I do not like who the person he's become. I do not like what he has done to this culture and to this race. I'm just gonna be the human race. I'm talking about everybody. Kanye has offended a lot of people. He's put a lot of people name and their business in the dirt. He's terrorized a lot of people, or he's harassed a lot of people online, and in other words. So end of the day, I don't think Kanye has shown enough of the good Kanye to warrant all of this reward. He's been rewarded for literally apologizing. Really, he apologized before and went back to the nonsense all over again. So we don't even know if he haven't even done enough time to say he's not going to revert. But he had the apology in that paper, and I think he may have sat down with somebody. He sat down with Rabbi Shmuley, right? It wasn't Rabbi Shmuley, I just say that. But he sat down with the rabbi, and I think that was another way of trying to reach out, but he hasn't done enough, gang. And these people are rewarding him for the most trivial of actions that don't really amount to nothing. He had a way longer time doing nonsense than he has doing good things. And I ain't seen him do no good things. I don't think taking out an ad in the Wall Street Journal is a good thing, but the fuck I know. You guys know what you want. You want them tickets, go get them, man. Listen, that's all I got to say. End of the day, man. CLBMG. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Also, every Wednesday night, we go live on the West Show, 9:15, 9:30, me, TJ, and Fliz. I got the Patreon up. Go over to the Challz Brown Patreon. You can lock in for as little as $3.99. Last but not least, new video, Peanut Butter Tim's, me, TJ, and Fliz on that. That's off the What Project. That's on all streaming platforms, all right? Lock in, get in the comments, let me know what you think. I'm out of here. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first, I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin, and then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months' time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs, and yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb, and yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word, and he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share. Tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location. Tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.